that. But that's what you're asking, though. That don't work. Because why? If we try to cap their profits, they can go to another country and take the jobs with them.
You know, I was told that you have a little bit over 100,000 people in Greeley. And between the 6,000 who are outside and the 4,000 who are here, I think we got 10% of the community at this rally right now. Thank you. Now, I want to say a word about Alexandria. When Alexandria was a kid, you correct me if I'm wrong, she cleaned houses with her mom in order to make enough money for the family to survive. And then after she graduated college, she was a barista working paycheck to paycheck.
Mm-hmm.
But what she did is she looked around her and in her community in Bronx, New York, she saw that change had to come. And so what she did is decided to run for Congress, and people said, what, are you kidding? The guy who represents the district was one of the most powerful members of Congress. He had access to unlimited kinds of money. How much money did you have when we started? You started?
None.
None.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Actually, AOC brags on the fact that she was down, negative. She was out negative 8,000. I was like, damn, negative 8,000. Now she says she's worth about less than, I guess, 500K, which is not bad.
But she did what real politics is about. Real politics is not sitting at $1 million fundraisers. It's working with people in your community. And she worked hard, and her friends worked hard, and she pulled off a major upset. And since then, she has been a great member of Congress, but not only that.
Yeah, I think AOC is honestly, her only revenue is tax dollars coming from the people. That's wild as hell. So we're pretty much going on somebody who never started a business, who never went out there and got it on, who never went out there and tried to build a business of their own. That's where this is coming from. That's where the hatred of the rich came from. Because you've been working all your life and you never tried to do anything better than just, I'm gonna be real with you, taking a salary. I mean, that's not the rich's fault. Like, I'm pretty sure you'd came with a product or service. You'd have been good, AOC. You'd have started your own cleaning business. You'd have been there. But hey, instead of actually grinding it out, they complain. And they complain and then say they want to take it from the people who actually did the grind and who actually put in the dedication. It's almost disrespectful, but hey, it is what it is, right?
She has been an inspiration to millions of young people all across this country. Now, the reason I say all of that is not just to praise Alexandria, and I love her, but is to tell you and the people of America that what Alexandria did, you can do. There are millions of young people out there who love this country, who are disgusted with what they are seeing, who are prepared to get involved in the political process. So, Alexandria, thank you for being that inspiration. So why are Alexandria and I Why are Alexandria and I here today? Why will we be in Denver later this evening? Why were we in Tempe last night? Well, there was an unbelievable number of people coming out. Las Vegas earlier than that. And we'll be in Tucson tomorrow. Why are we doing that? And we're doing that because this country faces a set of enormous crises. And how we respond to this moment.
I'll give them this, right? You know what? Fight the oligarchy is a bit late. I know, right? It's late. You know how long, like, we've had oligarchies in the United States of America. We've always had these corporations that controlled a lot of other businesses that were able to lobby and make, policies go in their favor. Where the hell were y'all when this was going down? Like, what? Fight the oligarchy. Oh, when Trump's in office? Like, shit, bro, we needed you when Obama was in office. When Bush was in office. Shit, we needed y'all then.
Will impact not only our lives, but the lives of our kids, future generations. And in terms of climate change, will impact the future of this planet. And what I have to tell you is that given the huge turnouts we have seen already on this trip, it is clear to me that the American people are outraged at what's going on. And the American people are saying loud and clear, we will not accept an oligarchic form of society. We will not accept the richest guy in the world running all over Washington, making cuts to the Social Security Administration.
I mean, Elon Musk actually got to send what he finds to Trump, and then Trump kind of sends it down to Congress, and then they decide what they're going to do with it. Thus, the CR bill. I mean, yeah, so sorry, but y'all kind of voted on this. Yes, and Bernie, AOC voted no, but sorry. Some of y'all Dems done bent the knee, like the ones, that's why they're over here in Colorado, but some of y'all done bent the knee, and y'all done realize, hey, you know what? I may have to keep this secret, but Trump actually got a good plan.
Cuts to the Veterans Administration, almost destroying the Department of Education.
I don't know. See, look, guys, as somebody who grew up in the inner city and seen the disparity or the mass difference between a private school education and a public school education, I am all for taking down the Department of Education. I'm all for it. Y'all do not know, okay? Most of y'all do not know what's actually going on there. Some of y'all been blessed enough to be in nice neighborhoods or in good school districts. Some of y'all been blessed enough to go to private school. Like me. I went to private school half my high school years, and then I went to inner city schools. And I'll tell you this right now, bro, these kids are behind in more than just one way. In more than just one way, okay? In more than just a few subjects. And that's asinine. Because, like I said, taxpayer dollars go into these kids, but they're getting a lack of education. What's going on? Then when a lady comes out and says, hey, yo, hold on. We could give these people $250 billion, but only 25% go to students. Yeah, you damn right. This stuff needs to get dismantled. And we just need to distribute that $250 billion back to the states, because obviously, Department of Education ain't using it. And obviously, Department of Education care more about its administrative staff than the children. Obviously.
All so that they could give over $1 trillion in tax breaks to the wealthiest 1%. But it's not just oligarchy we've got to deal with. Under Trump, this country is moving very rapidly to an authoritarian form of society. Today we have a president who is undermining our Constitution every single day, who is threatening freedom of speech and freedom of assembly. You know, I look back at the civics class that I took in the 6th grade a few years ago. Now, you probably took the same class. We studied American history. We studied the Constitution. And it's important to remember what we learned back then, and that is that the founding fathers of this country, way back in the 1790s, you know, they had fought a war against the all-powerful King of England and the British Empire. And they're thinking, how do we create a new country in which one person will never, ever have the kind of power that the King of England has? So with a lot of debate, and these were really smart.
I mean, bro, the fact that you guys are kicking and screaming this much against Trump, many of y'all face a firing squad or execution. I mean, yeah, trust me, we're not in an oligarchy, we're not in a dictatorship, and we're definitely not no monarchy. I'll tell you that right now. Because if that was the case, I mean, yo, y'all be executed next day. Yeah, bro, Bernie Sanders and AOC would have been executed next day. Okay, we get that? Cool. So no, we're not in anything crazy like that. Trust me, we're still in our constitutional republic. Okay, we're still here.
Guys, a lot of debate. They said, you know what we are going to do is create a government and a constitution which has a separation of powers. And that means we're going to have a executive branch and a president, a lot of power. We're going to have a Congress, a lot of power. We're going to have a judicial branch, a lot of power. And that is what they put together. And that is precisely what Donald Trump today is trying to undermine. First Amendment to the Constitution is the all-important freedom of speech.
I don't know if y'all really want to touch on that, because anybody who spoke out against, election fraud, COVID vaccines got shut down, all Biden administration enacted. So yeah, I don't know about that. Y'all may not want to touch on the whole freedom of speech. Oh, Second Amendment. I mean, let's be real. Y'all really hate the Second Amendment. So those are two things that y'all probably shouldn't touch on.
And in a way that is unprecedented, Trump is trying to intimidate the media and anyone who speaks out against them. He loves the media when they fawn all over him. But like other cowards, he can't stand to be criticized.
Now, if we take that as it is, that don't make sense. Because then if that was the case, why does he go to all these adversary interviews? Why does he pop up on mainstream media against media folk that do not like this man, that criticize him every trip? The man steps in front of the press and takes questions to be criticized every trip. You cannot say that he's running away from the smoke now. You can't say that. Biden was running away from smoke and y'all had nothing to say. Kamala Harris was running away from the smoke for the first half of her campaign. Y'all had nothing to say. What are you talking about? Hold on, and shout out my man Zola for starting us off. Man, he said Trump countdown, 62 days down, 1,400 to go. Yeah, I know. Hey, so it's gonna be a minute for y'all, okay? Hang with us.
Trump has sued ABC, CBS, Meta, and he sued the Des Moines Register because he didn't like a poll that they did. His FCC is now threatening to investigate PBS and NPR.
Those should be investigated though, because NPR had the most egregious slander against Trump. PBS, I mean, not as much, but NPR, I can see that.
He has called CNN and MSNBC illegal. In other words, the so-called leader of the free world is afraid of freedom. Well, Mr. President.
Now, if you wanted to attack Trump for his stances on freedom of speech, I would bring up the Palestinian student that they kind of black bag and drug off. I mean, come on, bro. Hey, if you're gonna do it, do it right.
President, if you are too cowardly and too vain to accept criticism, then get out of politics.
I mean, like I said, the man's taking criticism every step of the way. So to sit here and say that he's avoidant of, criticism or anything is crazy. But okay.
Because that is precisely what democracy is about. That's what the beauty of democracy is about. It's your ideas and my ideas, and we argue about them, and we vote on them. It's not do as I want, or I'm going to investigate you. But it is not just the media that he is going after. He's going after the constitutional responsibilities of Congress. Congress, under the Constitution, has the power of the purse.
Yeah, I know. And that ain't saying, and that's kind of like not really too good. And I'm going to tell you why. Because y'all do have the power of the purse, but y'all not being responsible for your power with the purse. Like, bro, all this fraudulent spending, wasteful spending going on, and y'all ain't know, y'all ain't want to tell us. So you're right. You're right. Under the Constitution, we are supposed to trust y'all with this, but y'all are neglecting y'all responsibilities. The fact that, excuse me, but the fact that some of y'all are even acting surprised about the waste and fraud or either trying to deny it shows even more that, I'm be real with you, then can we even trust y'all to handle this? Because y'all are showing us that you can. We appointed y'all, so y'all are supposed to be handling our money for us. And y'all not. Y'all sending it off to places that we don't agree with, on ideologies that we don't agree with, to topple governments that we don't agree with. So I'm really trying to understand here, and I'm trying to be as understanding as possible because I do get that. But you can't sit here and say, oh, Constitution, we have the power of the purse, and what, you're going to hold the Constitution on us to what? Commit waste and fraud? Like, what are you saying here? You're pretty much saying, hey, yo, accept the way we doing this bullshit spending because the Constitution. I'm like, well, I don't know what to get. I'll be honest. You kind of got me stumped on that because I honestly don't agree. If that's the case, then we kind of got to do something about Congress because you're not being responsible with the purse. Obviously.
And every day he is challenging that, slashing funding without authority that only Congress can do. Trying to wipe out agencies that Congress has created and only Congress can eliminate. But it's not only the media in Congress that he is going after. The third branch of government is the judiciary.
And shout out my man Ben, man. Appreciate the support, brother. Ben comes in, he's like, I'm in a bad mood. I'm ready to go mostly peaceful protests. Hey, I feel you on that one, though. Because, I mean, look, eventually, bro, people got to start coming out against Bernie and AOC and start being like, all right, bro, cut the BS. What's your real goal here? Because there's no way y'all speaking like this right now. Like, y'all literally telling us to accept waste and fraud spending that y'all have allowed. And because we're kind of touching on it and we're going like, yo, yeah, some of this needs to be cut. And if we can't trust y'all to cut this for us, then I guess we do need to trust somebody else to do it. We do got to go get Elon and a couple of treasury guys to go in there and to get this stuff done. Outside of y'all, because we can't trust y'all to do it. Like, that's a problem. I'm just like, can we all be honest and sit there and say like, yo, we don't want that? Can we just sit there and be honest with each other?
Judiciary, and what they are supposed to do, what the federal courts do, is rule on whether laws are constitutional in their judgment or not. What the president does, constitutional or not. And there have, let me tell you, been many decisions coming down from this Supreme Court that I abhor. Their Citizens United decision, one of the worst decisions ever rendered. Their decision to overturn Roe v. Wade, a horrible decision. But those of us who live by the rule of law understand they have their powers, we have our powers. But now, for the first time, what Trump is doing is saying to a judge who issues a ruling, we don't like that ruling, we're going to get you impeached. President Trump, millions of Americans have fought and died to preserve America.
And guys, let's get the likes up. Please go ahead and double tap that screen for me. Yep, that's all you gotta do is double tap the screen and like the video, or you get the 3 dots up there in the corner to like the video as well. And make sure to subscribe to the channel.
Democracy, we're not going to let you take it away from us. And we thank all of those veterans who put their lives on the line to defend democracy. But it's not just oligarchy and authoritarianism that is on our minds. All over this country, people are standing up, and they're saying we will not accept a society of massive income and wealth inequalities, a society in which the very rich are getting much richer while millions of working families are struggling to put food on the table.
During the Biden administration that y'all was saying everything was good under. So, and so really, what's your argument? Like I said, I keep asking, what's the argument here? Because you can't talk about the economy because y'all screwed the economy. Can't talk about inflation. Y'all screwed inflation. Bro, what can you honestly talk about? Especially these conflicts and these wars and all that. Y'all screwed up that too. Y'all have nothing to stand on. Y'all over here crying about this waste and fraud and cutting Medicaid and cutting the Social Security, and that's not even true. But y'all damn near running on the lies that you're reporting to y'all people. I don't get it. But okay. If y'all just came here to talk lies and talk TDS, okay, cool.
And what people are saying is that in the richest country in the history,
no, I'm giving this. No, I'm going to say lies. I'm going to say exaggeration
of the world, we are going to fight for and create an economy and a government that works for all of us, not just the 1%. All right, I'm going to do something radical now. You ready? All right. I'm going to tell you the truth. I know, pretty radical, but what the hell? Only go around once. That is, I want to take a few minutes to describe to you what is really going on in this country. And it's something that you don't see much in the corporate media, and you certainly don't hear discussed in the halls of Congress. And that is, in America today, we have two separate Americas. On one hand, we have an America in which the wealthiest people have never, ever in the history of our country had it so good. Today, we have more income and wealth inequality than we have ever had. Today, we have 3 multi-billionaires, Mr. Musk, Mr. Bezos, Mr. Zuckerberg.
Okay, cool. You mad that they're billionaires? You gonna stop using Facebook, Instagram, and what's up? Okay, you're not. So they're gonna keep earning their billions. I mean, y'all mad at these billionaires, but y'all making them billionaires. It's quite funny. It really is.
3 combined. These 3.
Like, hey, you gonna stop ordering from Amazon? You gonna start doing UPS only? Really? Are you? I thought so. Yeah, bro. Y'all not standing on nothing, bro. Come on.
Combined own more wealth than the bottom half of American society, 170 million Americans.
Go back to that. Hold on. What that man just say? I did not.
Mr. Zuckerberg, these three combined own more wealth than the bottom half of American society, 170 million Americans.
And that's your fault. Yes, it's your fault. What the fuck? Bro, do y'all not understand? Y'all not understand the fact that y'all were taxing these guys to the point where he had to move operations out of the United States, where that would hurt the middle class, where that would cause a bigger wage disparity, because they're not losing out on profit because they can go somewhere else and make their profit. But we lose out on those jobs, that economic prosperity. So y'all have caused this. You guys are causing the very thing you're complaining about. But okay, I mean, bro, we're just now getting things in order to where Google is opening up data centers over here instead of outside of our country. Bro, there are actually people who are bringing manufacturing back to the U.S. But here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. If we go by y'all and we raise the corporate tax, these guys are going to want to stay away from certain places in the U.S. or just get about the U.S. altogether. I mean, bro, when State Farm left California, y'all should have knew it was possible. It was possible for these companies to do whatever the hell they want, go wherever the hell they please. You should have known. They tried to hold these people court bound and it didn't even work. State Farm insurance company pretty much left California and said we can't do it. What made you think these countries can't do the same? These companies can't do the same to the entire United States.
Now, we don't talk about it much for obvious reasons. But the idea that so few have so much and so many have so little is not what this country is supposed to be about. And further, let's take a look at concentration of ownership in the economy. You know what we hear? Kids read in school books, we're a society. People go out and they start their own small businesses. Free enterprise is great. Everybody competes against each other. That ain't the case. Today, you have more concentration of ownership in America than we have ever had in the history of this country in sector after sector. Whether it is agriculture, transportation, media, financial services, what you have is a small number of extraordinarily large corporations who charge us outrageous prices for the products that we have to buy. Now, let me mention just one example of concentration of ownership. Today, nobody talks about it. Today, you got three Wall Street firms, BlackRock, Vanguard, and State Street. You ever hear of these companies? Combined, these three investment firms are the majority stockholders in 95% of American corporations.
Complaining about the rich is not going to help anything. Complaining about the rich does not help anything. I don't even get why y'all bring this up when, bro, just get the rich to work with y'all. I mean, bro, this doesn't help anything. Get the rich to work with y'all. It's that easy. Elon's willing to work with us and start bringing manufacturing back to the U.S. I mean, we got other countries coming here, other businesses coming here, meeting with the president, going like, all right, bro, we'll go ahead and work with the U.S. And these are billionaires putting billions of dollars into our economy. We have to work with the rich. This has to be a kumbaya situation, not the people in the government abuse the rich because they're going to go somewhere else. And then we're not going to have any jobs. And then we're really going to be screwed. The only people won't have jobs is the government, the very government that told y'all to give y'all jobs away. Like, bro, I really want that.
And these guys, I want to tell you something because I bump into them in my line of work. They are not nice guys. I know on TV they come across and in your community they make a donation to the hospital or the Boys and Girls Clubs or to the food shelf. They're just very nice, but they're not. You know, in America today, as I think all of you know, sadly and tragically, and we've got to deal with it, we have major epidemics dealing with addiction.
Facts.
I think we lost 100,000 Americans last year because of drug overdoses, serious problem in my state. We have people addicted to alcohol, serious problems with alcoholism. We have people who are addicted to tobacco. My father smoked 2 packs of cigarettes a day and he died before he was 60. People addicted to food. But I will tell you this, in the midst of all of these addictions, the worst and most dangerous addiction we have is the greed of the oligarchs. Now, everybody wants to do well in life. Everybody wants to make money. But you would think that if you had a few $1 billion or 10 or $20 billion, you would not feel obliged to step on the backs of poor people to become even richer.
I mean, hold on now. Now, Elon, he can be explained. Let's be real. Like, space travel is expensive. We give billions of dollars to NASA for space travel. So Elon, he needs his billions. I'll give him that one. Jeff Bezos, I mean, nah, he needs his billions because he needs to keep making these Amazon factories and providing American jobs. So he needs his billions. Shit, I don't know one billionaire that I wouldn't say that don't need his billions because they need to reinvest to make their company bigger, to make operations bigger. I mean, I really don't get it. I do not get the hating. It's like, I don't get it. It's truly just hating on the rich and hating on people's success. That's all you guys are doing, and it does nothing for the argument. It does nothing for the middle class. Think about this. All you're doing is complaining with no actions. Where do you think this is going?
But that is exactly what they are doing right now. They are prepared to destroy Social Security, Medicaid, Medicare, the Veterans Administration in order to make themselves even richer. And these guys have no sense of what goes on in the real world. They live in another planet.
Nah, they know what's going on in the real world, or else they wouldn't be able to make money in the real world. I mean, bro, what are you saying here? It's like, I get that they don't live the mundane life of your average citizen, but nah, they know what goes on in the real world. And they actually know how your everyday citizen does live, or else they wouldn't be able to sell them these services. I know, right? I mean, you got to know the people you're selling to. You got to know the market to be able to dominate in said market. So you got to know people.
They own mansions all over the world. They go on vacations to their own private islands. When they want to go someplace, they don't go into the car. They go into the planes and the helicopters that they own. Send their kids to the best private schools and colleges. That is their world. Let me tell you about another world, the other America that we don't talk about. And that is today in the richest country in the history of the world, 60% of our people.
Hey, Fox Chase, my dog. Shout out Fox Chase. Hey, he says, guys, been any more than, I'm a week. He says, guys, been any more this since 2016. Every Bernie supporter I know is Trump now. Bernie's a grifter. Yeah, facts. Bernie's a grifter. Like, as soon as this guy made $1 million, he wasn't trying to give away nothing. Why? Because he has a lifestyle to sustain. It's like, bro, when you judge the rich, you kind of look stupid when you become rich later. You're going like, damn, I'm kind of doing the same exact things they're doing. But now you're going like, well, let me judge billionaires because, there should be no such thing as a billionaire. We shouldn't exist. It's like, bro, come on now, dog. Trust me. If you sell enough books and people like you enough, you'll become a billionaire too. Dude, do a podcast, sell enough products, all that good stuff. You'll become a billionaire too. And when it happens, I'm pretty sure you'll change your tune because you'll understand the hard work it took to get to that position. That's what people don't understand. It's like, y'all be creating these fantasies in y'all head as if it's daddy's money or something when, bro, most of these billionaires came from the same position as you, if not worse.
Are living paycheck to paycheck. You all know what paycheck to paycheck is? Some of you live in paycheck to paycheck. I grew up in a family, lived paycheck to paycheck. Know a little bit about that. And what that
Man,
means
it ain't easy.
is people today are wondering, how are they going to pay their rent if their landlord raises the rent by 20%? How are they going to pay $20,000 a year for childcare when they're only making $50,000 a year?
And guys, let's make sure to like the video, man. Let's go ahead and get them likes up by double tapping that screen from here and the 3 dots up there in the corner, man. Let's get us to 50 likes. So double tap that screen for me real quick.
People want to buy decent, good quality food for their kids. Walk into a grocery store, can't afford that food because the prices of food are sky high. People get sick. Their kids get sick. They're uninsured or underinsured, and they're saying, how in God's name am I going to be able to take my kid to the doctor's office? At the end of the month, people have thousands.
Hold on. Now, most regular people are working a job, having that life insurance. I mean, not life insurance, but that medical care that expands to their kid. Like my mom, like, bro, she worked for Columbus Public Schools. Shout out my mom. And bro, because of the benefits she got, I've had healthcare all the way out until 26. And then, I had to go get my own thing. So that's the normal situation. You were talking about the worst possible situation from somebody who isn't working a job with a sick kid who don't even have no benefits to cover said kid. And at that point, it was that person's personal choice. Like, that was your decisions that got you there. The government couldn't do nothing for you at that point. I mean, like, bro, is either you buy it on your own or you get a job and they give it to you. After that, you're on your own. Like universal health care, I mean, ask Canada how that works out and they'll tell you it ain't good service.
Of dollars in credit card debt, paying 20, 30% interest rates. How the hell?
But I will give you guys this. There is a way we can give healthcare with premium service. But like I said, hey, man, you first, you gotta let us cut some of this waste and fraud out the government. Then we can talk about that.
Do I pay those rates? And what happens if my car breaks down? Something as simple as that happens every day. And I go to the car shop and the guy says $1,000. Get it fixed. I don't have the $1,000. What do I do? What do I do if I can't get my car and I can't get to work? And if I can't get to work, I get fired. And if I get fired, how do I take care of my family? You know why the American people are angry, and they are angry all over this country? They are angry because, believe it or not, despite a huge increase in worker productivity over the last 52 years, if you could believe it, real inflation accounted for wages today are lower than they were 52 years ago. Meanwhile, there has been a $75 trillion transfer of wealth from the bottom 90% to the top 1%.
And that is y'all fault, because y'all let the top 1%, you try to tax these guys. And honestly, I always say the government's mad because honestly, it's like pretty much like this. Like, it's almost like we're a disgruntled baby mom asking our baby dad for money. Like, give us money, and then the guy just runs off. That's how we kind of are. We try to get these guys to give us money, and they took their business somewhere else. They took their revenue. They took their revenue and the tax dollars they were paying in with their corporate tax, and they took their jobs as well. It's like, yeah, we try to slap around billionaires, tell them what to do. Same with corporations. We slap around, try to tell them what to do. And when they left, we want to play victim. We want to play like, oh, they hate us. They hate the American people. No, we're trying to get the American people to hate the rich. And when you hate the rich, you lose your jobs. And that's just period point blank. Like, sorry, that's what the equation is right now. You try to go against the rich in America, they can go somewhere else and they take your job and they take America revenue. It's like, sorry, this is what we're living in. This is the system we're living in. And shout out to my man Fox Chase coming in again, man. Appreciate the support, brother. He said this taxpayer grifter hasn't worked a day in his life in the private sector. Yeah, I know. He just sold a book and made money. I mean, it's just, I believe AOC, she has at least, but I mean, the only reason why she has, I guess, a net worth of less than 500,000 is because she only takes taxpayer money. I mean, look, we're talking about people who never went out there and started a business for their own. Never went out there and actually learned what it is to build something. Because I mean, I'm not gonna say that they're lazy. These are I ain't gonna lie, these are highly educated people. but they have a disconnection from wealth, though. They have a disconnection of wealth where it just comes out of, and they start coming out of hatred at a certain point. It's like, oh, well, if I can't do that, and how are you? And since you're doing it, you must be cheating. That's not what it is. I mean, bro, the same thing with my YouTube channel. People see me fly up in subscribers and they thought I was cheating. They thought, oh, all these you buying bots, bro, that you're gonna get your channel shut down. Still here, motherfucker. What? So what? So what now? So what? Do I got bots now, bitch? It's like, exactly. That's how these Dems think. Because they can't do it, that means you have to cheat or do something that they couldn't. Like, I ain't gonna lie, they couldn't like visualize themselves. It's hating.
That is what a rigged economy is about, and that is what we are going to change. So let's also take a look at other aspects of American society. Anybody here think our healthcare system is working well? It is a broken and dysfunctional and cruel healthcare system. We are spending twice as much per capita on healthcare. We're spending $14,000 for every man, woman, and child. Yet 85 million are uninsured or underinsured. You know what underinsured means? How many people here have high deductibles? What kind of deductible do you have, ma'am? You know? $7,500. What do you got? How much? $20,000 deductible. What do you got? 9,000, 8,000, 7,000. All right. What does all that mean? It means that even though you have insurance, when you get sick, you still can't afford to go to the doctor. How insane is that? And you know what the result is? We don't talk about it much. 60,000 Americans die each year because they don't get to a doctor on time because they're underinsured or they're underinsured.
And shout out to my man Fox Chase coming in again. He says, how's Bernie a millionaire, never worked in the private sector? Bro sold some books, bro. He Obama'd his way to the top. Okay. Except Obama did a little bit more egregiously with inside trading. I mean, 50 million is crazy. Bernie, I mean, he ain't as bad as Obama, so I'll give him that. I'll give him that.
And I want to deal with another issue. You'll excuse me for being professorial here.
Actually, you know one lie that if you guys can prove this, you can get $1 million right now. If you could prove this lie, or you could prove this as fact right now, you can get $1 million in Dogecoin. If you could prove that Elon Musk family owned an emerald mine or any type of precious metals mine, bro, that man Elon will literally said publicly he would give you $1 million in Dogecoin, $1 million in Doge. If you can prove that this man actually came from a rich family in that owned precious metals. Like, what was it, an emerald mine? Y'all like to say that was getting pushed around. If y'all could prove that, I'm telling you, you can come up.
And a little bit boring. But it's important that we know this. And here's, again, a fact never or very rarely talked about. All right? Here's the fact. Despite spending so much on healthcare, our life expectancy, how long we live, is about 4 years younger, 4 years shorter than other major countries. That's bad. That is bad. But I want to tell you what is even worse, and I want you all to think about it and help me out here.
Okay.
If you are working class in America, you will live on average about 7 or 8 years shorter lives than if you are wealthy.
I'm sorry, but that's through bad dieting. I mean, terrible dieting and no exercise. I'm gonna be real with you. The rich actually practice pretty healthy habits that I'm gonna be real with you, people in the middle class practice as well. And those people also have the same life expectancy as the rich would have. I mean, look, if you eat poor, you're gonna be poor. If you exercise poorly, you're gonna probably be poor as well. Look, something just correlates to the way you take care of yourself mentally and physically that also correlates to wealth. It's actually pretty damn funny. But Hey, and that doesn't go for all rich people. I'm gonna be real with you. Some of it is just the pure dedication of that they just have towards their agenda or towards their dream or whatever, or their ideology. Some most a good amount of it is dedication, and then a little bit of it is actually taking care of your body and your health and eating right. And a lot of Americans don't do that. Actually, we can't even blame that on the wealthy because we're pushed to not eat healthy. And the wealthy just makes better choices than we do. They see the same commercials that we do. They got the same options to McDonald's, Wendy's that we do, but they don't choose them. That's not their fault. How are we gonna blame them for making better decisions? That ain't their fault. Come on now. And shout out my man Fox Chase coming in again, man. He says, "Yeah, Adam, it's simple to write books to sell them when the taxpayers are paying you." Exactly. He still got it out of us. He still got it out of us. That's the funniest thing. It's like, yeah. I mean, Obama wrote a book as well, and he earned some big money out of that too. But every time these guys, I don't know, shun millionaires, because think about it, he was against millionaires and billionaires, and all of a sudden he becomes a millionaire, and okay, now it's all about attacking billionaires. I'm like, oh, okay, that's crazy. It's kind of crazy. You kind of seen that some of these guys never thought that they would achieve this in their life, and when they did, now they want to switch their tune up. I mean, bro, somebody better give Bernie $1 billion. I bet you he'll be changing that tune up. Actually, I pray Ernie earns $1 billion. I pray he finds a way in his little time he has left on this earth to earn $1 billion so he can know. He'd be like, okay, I was talking BS.
In other words, being working class in America is a death sentence. All right, question. Why is that? Why is that? Raise your hand. Tell me why. Yes, ma'am. Why? Stress? Stress? All right, stress. Let me deal with that. All right. The woman here said stress. Hilarious. And she's absolutely right. What kind of stress are working class people living under today? Who wants to help me out on that? Hold on. I can't get you all. Yes, I see a hand there, ma'am. Survival. Okay. Stress means you're trying to survive.
Hold on. Now, y'all can't be trying to rationalize Bernie's millions and then also disregard other billionaires. Like, they're working in the private sector too. You know that, right? So they earned it. So who are you to tell them what they should do with it? Like, y'all can't rationalize that as well? Like, that's kind of weird.
5 every week. Okay.
Like, that's hella cognitive dissonance right there, huh?
Oh, ma'am. I own a small business and I can't get corporations to pay their bills. Yes, ma'am. Financial stress. Yes, ma'am. Taxes. Tuition. Yup, way back there, ma'am. What? Safety. Okay, yes. What?
I don't know, bro. He be killing me with that, though. It was the whole, they live longer. It's like personal choice. Most people in America make terrible life choices, especially when it comes to their personal health. They make terrible life choices. You cannot blame that on the rich.
Yeah.
He's just naming things.
Workplace safety. Okay. Yes. And the point that I want all of you to get ingrained in your heads, look, if we were a poor country like Haiti, a really poor country, I would say to you, well, I'm sorry you don't have good health care. Sorry you don't have good dental care. Sorry you can't send your kids to college. We're a poor country. We can't afford it. Brothers and sisters, we are the richest country in the history of the world.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. Like, y'all say that, but then when we want to mention it, y'all say, oh, no, we're trillions of dollars in debt. What is it? Are we the richest country in the world, or are we $1 trillion in debt? Democrats, because I stand on the opinion that we're the richest country in the world. Y'all, though, flip-flop anytime it's convenient for you. Anytime, I believe a Republican makes the argument that, what you mean, we're the richest country in the world. Of course, these countries are going to do what we say. Oh, we're trillions of dollars in debt. Okay, but when we want to talk about healthcare, we're the richest country in the world. Really? Okay.
There is no excuse for working class people dying 7 years earlier than the rich. There is no excuse that 1 out of 4 Americans cannot afford to fill the prescriptions that their doctors write for prescription drugs. There is no excuse that in the richest country on earth, 800,000 Americans are homeless, and 20 million people, including people in this room, paying 40, 50% of your incomes for housing. No excuse that our child care system is a disaster, outrageously expensive, while workers there are being paid low wages. No excuse.
Well, I'm sorry, but when you drive up like everything that like child care needs, like grocery prices, these kids, these daycares need to feed their kids. Traveling costs, when y'all raise the gas and the grocery prices, that's gonna affect child care. Actually, there's a lot of things the Democrats kind of slipped up on that affected, child care. So y'all can't complain about this thing that y'all effed up on, Biden. The whole Biden administration, really.
Excuse that our public schools are struggling, trying to get teachers. No teacher in America should make less than $60,000 a year. So, my friends, why is all of this happening? Why is it that the rich get richer and work?
And shout out my man, Don. Shout out Don. He says, sending a comedy song suggestion in Discord. You'll love it. Set in key. It's funny as fuck. It's making fun of liberals. Hey, man, I love doing that. Yeah, let's keep it going.
Working class people die younger than they should. Well, that has everything to do with the fact that we're living in an oligarchic form of society. I've been talking about that for a few years. But I think the rest of the world is catching on to what I was talking about. And the reason is you got to be dumb and blind not to see what's going on. You got a President Trump getting inaugurated, and I must tell you, one of the more bizarre experiences of my life was I was kind of pushed into the front row of that. And there I am, there's Trump, and right behind him, you got Musk, Bezos, and Zuckerberg. 3 wealthiest guys in the country. And then behind them, you got 13 other billionaires who Trump nominated to head up various government agencies.
Yeah, because who knew how to work money better than a billionaire? I mean, an average person just gonna find a way to, I ain't gonna lie, finesse it. A billionaire already got money, so they don't need to finesse nothing. It's like, bro, you gotta understand, these people work in abundance. I rather have people who are in abundance work with money than people who are in scarcity. Yeah, I'd rather that, because you never know what could happen in AOC's life where she might need to finesse a couple thousand. You feel me? But a billionaire, he got that. He got it. He all good.
Abraham Lincoln talked about a government of the people, by the people, for the people.
And shout out Don's for the $1. He ain't had too much to say. Just want to support the show. Appreciate you, big dog. And you know what? Shoot, if we can get to 25 super chats, I'll go ahead and run conspiracy hour. And if we can get to 30 super chats, I'll go ahead and open the call-in line for the night.
Well, Trump has a government of the billionaires, by the billionaires, and for the billionaires. And what these guys are...
I know, but you know who gives out the jobs? The billionaires. I mean, it gives out the opportunity to billionaires. Who opens up investments? The billionaires. Who own the banks? Billionaires. I mean, who writes your checks? Millionaires or billionaires. So going against the billionaires isn't really in our best interest. I keep telling y'all, this is not what we want to do. This is not the way, because they kind of control a lot and the government doesn't have too much control on them. I'll tell you that right now. So, and I know we don't like it, and that's the part of the rat race that you got to get out of, is finding a way to work hard enough or building your own business or using your skills to get up out of there. So we don't have to depend on a billionaire throwing you money. You can find your own money pot to go into. There you go. Like, bro, that's all you got to do. I mean, it's easier said than done, of course, but be like that. He's like, oh, shout out my man Don. He's like, here's one more super chat for our boys, Set and Key Media, man. Hey, I appreciate you, Don. All right, let's keep it going.
Busy doing right now is going after Medicaid, going after Social Security, going after nutrition.
Jack, if a billionaire didn't offer up the opportunity to write my check or open up the job, where would it come from? Like, bro, like, all right. Okay, I can't even disclose that, but okay, let's say I work for a company that I have security clearance for, and you can't tell you where you work. I can't really tell you that where I work at. But let's say they're one of these billionaire companies that pays me. And I wouldn't be able to get paid by them if they weren't there. Yes. Like, look at your check. Who writes your check? It comes from some type of corporation owned by some billionaire or multimillionaire. You know that. You know this. So that doesn't make any sense of what you're saying. You're right. My labor did earn it. But guess who gave me the opportunity for my labor to earn said dollars? A billionaire. It's like, dog, don't you get it? It's like the only way my labor earns dollars is through these jobs that they provide. Unless I want to go out there, learn my own skill, get my own truck, start delivering trucks for myself, or like I said, I have my own skills. I can go out there and work in the private sector, or be my own 1099 self-employed. It's like there's many ways I could play it. You're right. You're right, though. I mean, you're right on the terms of if you want to go out there and work your own skills, and I mean, you're an electrician or building houses, sure. But if we're talking about who writes my checks, and if I'm working in corporation or if I'm just working a regular job, it's going to be a billionaire, even if you're working at McDonald's. Come on now.
Rich want to get richer, and they don't care who they step on. Now, it is imperative that we fight Trump every step of the way. And by the way, it is not just on domestic issues. This country has a 250-year history, and never before have we had a president ally himself with a terrible dictator like Vladimir Putin.
No. We're not going to let you do this. We're not going to let you do this. What is your argument about Trump pretty much trying to work out the whole Ukraine war with Vladimir Putin when he's the dominant force in the war? When, bro, it was NATO who got them into this, and Ukraine's stubbornness to get into NATO. Like, what do we got against Putin when there's already been stuff that's been coming out, files that have been coming out? You can look up pretty much stating that, yeah, we promised them we weren't going to approach on their border, but we did anyway. They told us, yo, keep away from Ukraine, but we did it anyway, and we kind of just try to pull their whole card, and they showed us what was up. They showed America and the world what was up. Personally, I would have never tested the man. I'd have just been like, all right, Ukraine, look, just stay there. Let's not just test this man. Let's keep him where he's at, okay?
And on top of that, Trump wants to continue the disastrous policies of the Biden administration and provide more funding for the Netanyahu government to destroy the people of Gaza. All right. Our job, though, is not just to play defensive. We've got to get on the offensive as well. And that means having a vision of where we as the wealthiest nation